And now I'm being joined by the former Vice President, Hamid Ansari, on phone line. Mr. Ansari, my first question to you is, what are your first thoughts on demise of Atal Bihari Vajpayee?
Oh, I mourn the passing away of a great statesman who embodied wisdom and moderation and endeared himself to all sections of our people. He will long be remembered for his tact, judgment, and human qualities. I had the privilege of working with him in 1993-94, or even before that when he was foreign minister and I was ambassador in West Asia, and then in 93-94 when he led the Indian MP's delegation to the United Nations. And one got to see the statesman-like aspect that he reflected so easily and without effort.
Mr. Ansari, can you take us through the interactions you had with him when he was the Foreign Affairs Minister and you were the ambassador in West Asia?
Well, I was ambassador in the United Arab Emirates. He came to Abu Dhabi. He had a very, very interesting, very pleasant meeting with the then president of UAE, Sheikh Zayed. It took place deep in the desert, late at night, and they talked the traditional language of two people who were very well embedded in their respective traditions. So when Mr. Vajpayee addressed his host and said that in India we consider wealth to be dirt on hands, and therefore we urge you to wash it off. He said we have a better saying, and that we consider wealth as water in a boat, which must be thrown out to save the boat from sinking. You know, so they continued talking in that language, and both understood precisely what was being communicated.
Mr. Ansari, you know, before you became the Vice President, Chairman of Rajya Sabha for a decade, you were in foreign service. How do we describe India's foreign policy under Atal Bihari Vajpayee? How would you sum it up for our viewers, sir?
I think he reflected the principal thrust of our policy, good neighborly policy. His initiatives in regard to Pakistan are long remembered. His initiative on tackling domestic issues, particularly J&K, is again something which is still being repeated or not always being implemented. So, I mean, these are standing testimonies to his vision of a longer-term vision of what would be of benefit to the nation.
Mr. Ansari, you know, you being the chairman, you ran the House for 10 years. Does passing away of Mr. Vajpayee is also doing away of an era and of those politicians who believed in consensus in the parliament, because the whole nature and the temperament of Indian parliament has changed in last 7 to 8 years?
You see, the whole idea of having a parliamentary democracy is that you debate, discuss and decide. So unless you have debate and discussion, you can't decide. And that is where, if and when derailments take place, as have happened in sometimes in our recent history, it is not conducive to the expression of parliamentary values.
And so before I let go of you, Atal Bihari Vajpayee's approach to Kashmir and the issue of Kashmir, can it be a roadmap for the current government or the future government in re-engaging the civil society?
Well, that is the only roadmap that has been put on the table, and I think its endurability is so obvious that even yesterday when the Prime Minister was speaking from the Red Fort, he repeated precisely the same formula which Vajpayee ji had first articulated. Now, it's a different matter that it has not been implemented in letter and spirit in recent times. But the way out is only that.